Let's now cross live to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, where CGTN's Adel Mahrouky is standing by for us. Adel, first of all, what has been the reaction to the hosting rights staying with Ghana for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations?
Well, it's mainly a relief that things are going to settle as they are. The competition is in about 6 weeks, so there is really no time for other countries to start preparing venues unless this will affect the quality of the competition and the preparations for it. So it is a relief that it is going as scheduled in Ghana. There are a few countries participating, so any changes in that regard may have affected the timing of the competition itself, if ever it will be held. So the general sense is that this is the wise decision to be taken at this particular time to maintain and continue the support and make sure that the Women's African Cup of Nations continue as they are, as it needs strong support from the continent and from CAF. So all in all, many have been praising that decision.
And Adel, it does look like everything is set, the scene is set right behind you there. What else can we expect from the General Assembly tomorrow?
I'm actually here in the hall, in the main hall, where the General Assembly will be taking place. As you've heard in the report, there will be no discussions about the controversial topics that have been previously discussed and evaluated by the Executive Committee. Tomorrow, we are expecting to hear a speech from Gianni Infantini, the President of FIFA. Of course, Ahmed will be speaking, and several other football officials. They will be one of the main events that will take place is the voting for a candidate for the FIFA Council for the Anglophone seat. So this will be one of the major events that will be taking place, and all participating football associations in CAF must vote in that selection. This is one of the major things. There will be discussions about the statutes and follow-up about what happened with the Executive Committee itself. Designations about the hosting countries for the coming competitions have been already selected, but the details of which are yet to be known and discussed. So there is still a lot of issues to be discussed, quite heated as well, but not as crucial as we were expecting after the Executive Committee took its decision. So it is a big football day tomorrow. Many people are expected here, and it's the Sharm el-Sheikh resort city has been quite prepared for it. Banners have been scattered all over, even at the airport, to welcome, marking the big event in African football that will be hosted here on Sunday.
All right, Adel, thank you very much for that. We do hope to hear more from you, especially during the big day tomorrow. Adel Mahrouky there speaking to us live from Sharm el-Sheikh. Well, as Adel mentioned there, on Sunday, the CAF Congress votes for the new FIFA Council member from the Confederation. South African football head Danny Jordan has been cleared in an ethics check to stand for election 3 years after he was linked to alleged bribery. Jordan is one of 5 African officials who passed integrity checks ahead of the vote. CGTN's CS du Plessis has more.
Dr. Danny Jordan has always had aspirations of climbing the football ladder. And now the 67-year-old, who's been plagued by all sorts of controversy during his administrative career, has set his sights on one of the highest rungs on the beautiful games ladder, the FIFA Council.
I mean, this position has always been personal for him. It's something that he's been wanting since after the 2010, and he's been disappointed because at first he thought that he would easily walk into it after the work he did with the 2010 FIFA World Cup. But he was told that for you to get a seat here, you must belong to a high-ranking structure at CAF, and for him to do that, you must have a seat in COSAFA. So he had to go back to where he started and basically work his way around.
The South African Football Association president has been a man on a mission, travelling thousands of kilometres to campaign for his seat on one of the most powerful councils in world football. And now, after years in the game and the successful staging of the continent's first ever World Cup, he believes the time has come.
For the past few weeks, he has been crisscrossing the continent doing some serious campaigning. This week, earlier this week, he was in London at the FIFA Awards. Speaking to some key people there, so I think he would have learned from the past mistakes that happened, where he lost, and with the amount of work he has done behind the scenes to campaign, I think he stands a good chance.
Jordan will be hoping for a case of third time lucky, as his 2 previous attempts failed dismally. He goes up against the other candidates believing that he stands a very good chance to take his seat on the FIFA Council, which will essentially be the pinnacle of his career. But the decision not to back Morocco for the 2026 World Cup bid could well backfire for Jordan and the CAF region.
Clearly he's not universally liked, and if he was, CAF wouldn't have another individual running in the same position. So when you've got that and you've got the issue with Morocco, then it's going to make it a challenge. And I think the biggest power broker in this, I think it's Morocco. I think whoever Morocco wants, there's a strong possibility that that guy is the one who's going to sit in the FIFA Council.
How much South African and African football will benefit should Jordan be successful in his quest remains to be seen. Many feel that he is only pursuing his own political agendas, while others see the former mayor of Port Elizabeth as the one person that can change the way FIFA deals with the continent. Either way, it appears out of his hands now, with Morocco, the potential kingmakers, set to decide his fate. Sis du Plessis, CGTN, Johannesburg.